88.7 FM. We've got you.
You can only get timely, credible, and reliable news on your shining supreme station. Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
From the news desk of Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin, this is News on the Hour.
In the headlines, Federal government unveils national textbook ranking system to standardize learning materials. Opposition factions reject Ibadan summit, insist on separate 2027 bids. Kogi confirms abduction of 24 from orphanage, 15 rescued. Fate residents raise concerns over water vendors' use of government solar borehole. On the foreign scene, Russian drone strikes hit Ukraine's Odessa, injure 11, 1 killed in Zaporizhia. In sports news, Nigeria Cricket Federation opens camp for junior female Yellow Greens ahead of 2027 World Cup qualifiers. Good afternoon and thank you for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. This is the news on the hour. I am Bisola, Oduwole Suleiman. We'll bring you details of the news after this break. Please stay with us.
We often think that mental health breakdowns sound like this.
I'm emotionally stressed. I'm emotionally downcast. I am so confused of all about life.
But in reality, they can sound like this. Don't make assumptions that people are okay just because they laugh and they smile. Everyone is going through something. Check on your friends and be kind to everyone else.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
Welcome back from that short break. Please note that you can listen to us via our website www.diamondfm.net or watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 87 FM and YouTube Diamond FM Ilorin. Now the news in detail. The federal government has announced the introduction of a national textbook ranking system for primary, junior and senior secondary schools in a move aimed at overhauling the selection and the use of learning materials across the country. The initiative is expected to address inconsistencies in textbook quality and improve standards in classrooms nationwide. The Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, alongside the Minister of State for Education, Suwaba Said Ahmed, said the policy is designed to curb the unchecked proliferation of substandard textbooks and ensure only curriculum-compliant materials are used in schools. Under the framework, the Nigerian Educational Research and Development Council, NERDC, will not only approve textbooks but also rank them through a rigorous national evaluation process. Factions within Nigeria's major opposition parties have rejected the outcome of the Ibadan opposition summit, distancing themselves from the move to present a single presidential candidate for the 2027 elections. The PDP National Working Committee, with the backing from Nyesom Wike, alleged that key opposition figures including Atiku Abubakar, David Mark, Rabiu Kwakwanso and Peter Obi were misled by imposters who organized the summit. Similarly, rival ADC factions linked to Dumebi Kachiko, led by Kingsley Oga and Nafiu Gombe, denied involvement in the meeting. while their court party warned of possible legal action against those falsely claiming to represent it. The Labour Party's interim national chairman, Nenadi Usman, also dissociated the party from the summit, further weakening prospects of a unified opposition front in 2027. The Federal High Court in Abuja on Monday barred journalists from covering the bail proceedings of 6 defendants accused of plotting a coup against the administration of President Bola Tinubu. Security operatives of the Department of State Services, DSS, alongside court officials, ordered reporters to leave the courtroom shortly before the judge arrived. A court official said the directive came from the presiding judge, Justice Joyce Abdulmalik, while a DSS operative declined immediate comment. Journalists from various media organizations who had arrived as early as 8 a.m. complied with the order and vacated the courtroom around 9:07 a.m. And in Kogi State, the Kogi State government has confirmed the abduction of 24 persons from an orphanage in the state, with 23 of the victims identified as pupils and one as the wife of the proprietor. The incident occurred on Sunday, sparking concerns over the safety of vulnerable children in care facilities. In a statement issued on Monday, the State Commissioner for Information, Kingsley Fanwo, described the attack as unfortunate and avoidable. It disclosed that although the orphanage was not registered with the state government, authorities have swiftly intervened to address the situation. Fanwood revealed that 15 of the abducted victims have been successfully rescued following coordinated efforts by security agencies, while operations are ongoing to secure the release of the remaining captives. Meanwhile, residents of Moronoti, Tolani Street off Umar Audi Road in Fate community have raised concerns over the activities of water vendors popularly known as Mirua, accusing them of dominating a government-built solar-powered borehole in the area. The facility, constructed by the Lower Niger River Basin Development Authority to serve the community and its environs, is now reportedly being controlled by the vendors, limiting access for residents. According to residents who spoke with Diamond FM on condition of anonymity, the vendors arrive at the borehole as early as dawn and spend long hours filling multiple containers for commercial purposes. They allege that of the 6 available taps, only one was accessible to community members, while vendors occupied another and restricted access to the remaining taps in a bid to control water usage. Reacting to the complaint, a community executive, Mr. Sunday, maintained that the borehole remains a public facility meant for everyone. He acknowledged the role of the Mirua in supplying water to those unable to access the source, such as the elderly and residents without means of transportation. He also explained that the restriction on the number of taps in use is due to the solar-powered system, which requires time to recharge. While denying claims that vendors have taken over the facility, he said measures are in place to ensure residents are prioritized. Still in Kwara State, the Kwara Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture has called for the removal of mining from Nigeria's exclusive legislative list, urging greater state control over solid minerals to enhance security and increase internally generated revenue. The chamber argued that decentralizing the sector would allow states to better manage resources within their territories. Kwasima President Abu Salami made the call during an engagement with journalists in Ilorin, alongside First Deputy President Ibrahim Yinka Yahaya and Acting Director General Ahmed Megida. He noted that local authorities are better positioned to secure mining communities and respond swiftly to threats linking rising insecurity to weak oversight and illegal mining activities. The Chamber of Commerce also advocated a specialized security framework for mining zones and urged the Kwara State government to involve it in empowerment programs for youth and women. It further highlighted insecurity, poor infrastructure, and limited access to finance as major challenges facing businesses, while reaffirming plans to collaborate with institutions like the Ilorin Innovation Hub to support entrepreneurship and economic growth. And lastly, on the local scene, gunmen on Sunday night attacked Gako village in Riom local government area of Plateau State, killing a pastor and 3 members of his family in what residents described as a renewed wave of violence in the area. The victims include Reverend Ayuba Choji, his wife Chudong Ayuba, and their 2 children, Cyril and Endurance Ayuba. Confirming the attack, the Birom Youth Molder Association spokesperson Ruang Tengwang said the assailants have increasingly targeted rural communities, destroying farmlands and attacking residents. It called for urgent security intervention, noting that the latest killings and destruction in Riom and nearby Barikin Ladi local government area have further heightened tensions across Plateau communities. And that's it on the local scene. The news on the hour is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Lauren. We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll bring you foreign and sports news. In foreign news, Russian drone strikes hit Ukraine's Odessa, injured 11 and 1 killed in Zaporizhia. We'll bring you that story after the break. Please stay with us.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at Diamond 87 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
Welcome back from that break. You're still tuned in and listening to the news on the hour, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Lauren. Before that break, we brought you local stories. Now we move on to the foreign scene. In foreign news, Ukrainian authorities say Russian drones have launched fresh attacks on the southern port city of Odessa, injuring at least 11 people, including 2 children. The strike caused widespread damage to residential buildings and key infrastructure across parts of the city. Odessa Governor Ole Kaipa said the attack hit 3 districts, damaging homes, vehicles, a hotel, warehouses, a funicular railway, and sections of the port area. He added that emergency and law enforcement agencies are on ground documenting what he described as war crimes against civilians. In a separate incident, Russian attacks also killed a 59-year-old man in southeastern Zaporizhia region, according to Governor Ivan Fedorov. He said the victim died during an enemy strike as authorities continue to assess the extent of damage in the affected areas. Still in foreign news, Burundian President Evariste Ndayishimiye has been selected as the candidate of the ruling CNDD-FDD party for the presidential election scheduled for next year. The party confirmed the decision on Sunday, backing the 57-year-old leader for a new 7-year term, though no official election date has been announced. Ndayishimiye, who has led the East African nation since 2020, following the death of longtime ruler Pierre Nkurunziza, expressed gratitude to party members for their support. He pledged to continue efforts aimed at strengthening peace and development in Burundi, one of the world's poorest countries. However, opposition figures have criticized the process, alleging that the election will not meet international standards. They accuse the administration of worsening economic hardship and political repression, while rights groups continue to raise concerns over governance and human rights conditions in the country. That's it in foreign news. Moving into the world of sports, the Nigeria Cricket Federation, NCF, has opened a training camp for the junior female Yellow Greens as preparations intensify for the 2027 ICC Women's Under-19 T20 World Cup qualifiers scheduled for September 25 to October 4th in Tanzania. The team is aiming to build on its historic performance at the last edition in Malaysia, where Nigeria finished 6th and reached the Super 6 stage. A 21-player squad has been assembled for the first phase of camping at the Nigeria Cricket Federation High Performance Center in Benin, Edo State. The players are being supervised by coaches including Kenyan tactician Sarah Bakita and new female Yellow Greens handler Theophilus Ebidome, with support from the former captain Blessing Etim as part of a structured preparation program. Still in sports news, former Plateau United coach Abdul Maikaba has denied reports linking him with the head coach role of Nigeria's under-20 team, the Flying Eagles. The clarification comes amid speculation that he had been named as a replacement for current handler Aliyu Zubeiru. Maikaba, however, confirmed that he has formally applied for the job, but said he has not received any communication from the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) regarding the position. The ex-Canopilas coach noted that he's still awaiting a response from the football governing body. Meanwhile, former Super Eagles coach Samson Siasia is also eyeing a return to national team duties after submitting his application for the vacant Nigeria Under-23 Olympic team job. And that's it in the world of sport. With that, we've come to the end of the News on the Hour for today. But before we go, here is a recap of the major highlights. Federal government unveils national textbook ranking system to standardize learning materials. Opposition factions reject Ibadan summit, insist on separate 2027 bids. Kogi confirms abduction of 24 from orphanage, 15 rescued. Fati residents raise concern over water vendors' use of government solar borehole. On the foreign scene, Russian drone strikes hit Ukraine's Odessa, injure 11, one killed in Zaporizhia. And in sports, Nigeria Cricket Federation opens camp for junior female Yellow Greens ahead of 2027 World Cup qualifiers. Those are the major headlines as brought to you this afternoon. Before we wrap up the news, we take a look at our Today in History segment. Did you know that on this day in 1961, Sierra Leone declared independence from British colonial rule? Now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact the Diamond FM newsroom number on 091 606 27526, 091 606 27526. Please join us at 3 p.m. for the news flash and at 5 p.m. for the news across the world for a comprehensive bulletin. Log on to our website www.diamondfm.net to keep up to date with us from any part of the world. Download our app on Google Play Store and iOS Apple Store, Diamond FM. The news on the hour was put together by Adeyemi Adewale. I am Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Thank you for listening to your shining supreme station. Please stay tuned for the news in Yoruba coming up shortly. Good afternoon.